Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's Superman! Yes, it's Superman!
Whether you're a superhero stan or just someone who's been alive in the last century, you've heard of Superman. The original cape, the blueprint, the superhero before superheroes were even a thing.
No way.
He's been the guy in red and blue, flying around with that square jaw, laser eyes, and can't touch this calm for decades. From the charming Boy Scout of the Christopher Reeve era...
Come on. It's all right. Here you go, miss.
Gee, thanks, mister.
Oh. Bye, Frisky.
Yes, the golden standard Richard Donner gave us, thank you, sir, to the glowy god-tier muscle of Zack Snyder's Henry Cavill Superman, who, let's be honest, looked like he could bench press the entire Justice League. And now, here comes James Gunn's Superman, and, he's kinda different. We just got a teaser clip where our dear Clark isn't exactly the calm, collected, Christ-like figure we're used to.
Well, yeah, that's gonna be...
Lex, I tried to stop him.
It's fine, Heather. Superman, we finally meet. Would you like a coffee?
Where's the dog?
Dog?
The dog, loser! You took the dog!
That's right, you get all of this.
No, this Superman is yelling, whining, having a whole existential moment.
Where's the dog?
Like, bro, did someone swap your cape with an MCR hoodie?
Stop!
And to be clear, this isn't just people overreacting to one moody moment. Warner Bros.' entire marketing rollout is pushing this emotional, vulnerable, borderline Tumblr core Superman.
This is ridiculous. Superman would never act like that. He's acting like a whiny brat. He's like an emotional man-child.
He went Kylo Ren emo baby in that scene. That's what it felt like.
He screams, he suffers, he stares into the void like he's about to drop a breakup album.
Wait a minute.
Did you know James Gunn was literally in an alt-rock band in the 90s? So yeah, it does look like Superman just discovered feelings, and the internet is split.
I don't like these clips they're releasing.
Some say he's finally relatable, others say he's gone full e-boy.
Ow, stop. Ow, stop it. Krypto, ow, stop it, stop. Sit, stay.
But listen, here's where I come in clutch. I don't think this is a bad take on Superman at all. I think this might be the most refreshing, evolved, and finally human version of the character we've ever seen on screen. Like, maybe for the first time, we're getting a Superman that people will stop calling boring or bland and start calling interesting.
Among those differences,
my Superman's not indestructible. We see him bleed immediately. At times, I've thought he's too strong. You don't want him to be able to punch a planet in half, or, for that matter, go around a planet a billion times and make time go backwards.
Maybe Gunn's not breaking the icon. Maybe he's rebooting the soul of Superman. So let's unpack it. Let's break down the trailer tone, the discourse, and why Gunn's version could change the way we look at the Man of Steel forever.
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
Oh, wait. Quick break to thank our sponsor. Yeah, we don't have one. Guys, come on, we drop all the real Marvel, DC, and Hollywood tea here. Subscribe for truth, justice, and chaotic American way. Now buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the whole debate on Gunn's angsty Superman and why it might just save the DCU. From stoic to storybook, why Gunn's Superman feels like a comic book, and why that might piss you off.
Always been wrong about me. I get scared, but that is being human. And that's my greatest strength.
Okay, let's start with the obvious. This ain't your dad's Superman. The James Gunn Superman movie already looks and feels different. Like, from frame one. The colors, vibrant, the tone, bold, the world, whimsical. It's like Gunn ripped pages straight from the comics and told his DP, this Superman doesn't brood in Kansas cornfields with a muted Instagram filter. He lives in a world where gods, monsters, aliens, and talking raccoons probably all hang out and attend therapy together. It's not a gritty, what if superheroes were real setup like in the MCU.
He thinks he failed. Which of course he did, but there's a lot of that going around, ain't there?
Honestly, until this exact second, I thought you were Build-A-Bear.
Maybe I am.
No, this is, what if the gods walked among us, and one of them still chose to be kind? Unlike the MCU, where every character is essentially a traumatized guy in tech,
I'm gonna stop you right there.
No offense, Stark. The DCU has always been more mythical. These aren't just people with powers, they're archetypes, ideals, literal god-tier beings. Now sure, the original 1978 Superman by Richard Donner, it was about Superman trying to fit into our world. He was basically Clark Kent with a cape trying not to knock over buildings just by sneezing. And Man of Steel? Zack Snyder tried to keep it grounded too, but with biblical undertones and some seriously existential sci-fi. But Gunn? He's doing something bolder. He's not grounding Superman. He's embracing the chaos of a universe where clay monsters, cosmic vampires, and Kryptonian dogs are canon. He's building a world where Superman isn't the only miracle. He's one among many, but he's the one who still chooses kindness. And this is where some fans might short circuit.
Superman is in the beta position completely in almost every scene we've seen in this movie.
Yes.
He's never in command or in control or showing any confidence in almost any of the scenes that we're seeing.
Because we've gotten so used to Superman being the stoic, flawless icon that seeing him cry, scream, or feel deeply, it almost feels wrong. But here's the gag. In a world of gods, Superman being emotionally vulnerable is the most human thing ever. He's not better than us because he's stronger. He's better because he chooses restraint in a world that begs for dominance. Because he can level mountains, but he listens. Because he can kill, but he won't. Because he feels pain and still leads with hope. James Gunn is saying, what if being Superman isn't about being perfect, but about choosing to be good even when the world doesn't deserve it?
I was sent here to serve humanity and to help the world to be a better place.
And honestly, that hits harder than a Kryptonian punch to the gut.
Where's the dog?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
He's just a dog.
Lex stole Krypto, and honestly, I'd scream too okay. So here's the scene that broke the internet. Superman, our sweet alien himbo, bursts through a wall screaming, full of rage and emo eyeliner energy. And the timeline collectively asked, wait, why is Clark acting like a hormonal teenager whose Minecraft world just got deleted?
Because Superman feels like an unhinged maniac and not in the way that we know Superman is capable of. Because one of the things that Superman does consistently is reminds Lex that you may not like me and you may be getting under my skin, but I'm still Superman, and that pisses you off.
But plot twist, Lex Luthor stole Krypto. As in, the dog. His literal super dog. The fluffy, loyal, can fly and shoot lasers out of his eyes kind of dog.
Ugly dog in a cape.
Bruh.
And let me just say this loud for the people in the back. If Lex Luthor laid a single bald finger on my dog, oh, I'm burning down Metropolis too. Let's not forget, an entire $500 million franchise called John Wick was born because someone killed his puppy. Not even a super dog.
Just a dog. Just a dog.
A regular dog, and Keanu went full Baba Yaga. So the idea that Superman, who, let's remind ourselves, hears 1,000 screams a second and still finds peace, is finally pushed to the edge because someone hurt his pup, that tracks. Emotionally, thematically, spiritually. Now here's where it gets very James Gunn, because Krypto in this movie isn't just some comic book Easter egg. He's actually based on James Gunn's real-life rescue dog, Ozu, and Gunn has said in interviews that Krypto was his emotional way in to writing Superman.
I mean, the dog is the whole reason, was the start of the movie for me.
Really?
1000%. I adopted a dog, his name is Ozu, and he didn't want to be touched. He had never known human beings. He chewed up all our furniture, he was, chasing the cat and just being the worst dog you can imagine.
Ow, stop it. Krypto, ow, stop it, stop, sit.
I thought, wow, what if this terrible dog had superpowers? I'd really be screwed.
This isn't a side plot, it's the beating heart of the film. And look, if you strip away the memes, the scream, the emo edits, what are we really seeing? We're seeing a Superman who finally lets himself feel. Because this isn't just about a pet. It's about connection. It's about loss, vulnerability, and rage you don't know where to put when the one creature who made you feel safe is taken away. This ain't new either. In the comics, Superman's always been kind of soft for the people and pups he loves. Remember Injustice? Superman lasered the Joker into ash for killing Lois. In For Tomorrow, he literally grieves alone in space because he couldn't save innocence. Superman's emotions? They're canon. So yeah, when Lex Luthor plays fetch with trauma by stealing Krypto, Clark's gonna break a few doors and maybe a few Twitter comment sections while he's at it. And frankly, let him cook. Too many trailers, too little context. Is the hype machine hurting Superman?
Are we over scrutinizing this film? I'm concerned that's what we're doing now.
You know what it is, though? It's because we have. It's because we have too much to scrutinize.
Okay, let's just say it. Warner Bros. Is doing the most. Like, calm down, babes. This is Superman, not the Snyder Cut Marketing 2.0. We've gotten what? 3 trailers, 4 TV spots, and a dozen random Instagram clips where Superman is mostly just screaming. There's the clip where he's being sun-healed and screams like someone dropped a hairdryer in his bathtub. There's the one where he's snapping at Lois Lane in what looks like a very tense BuzzFeed interview.
I wasn't representing anybody except for me and doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
Then we get him yelling at Krypto like the pup just pooped on the Batmobile.
Krypto! What the hey, dude? I thought you destroyed the whole...
And then there's the infamous Lex confrontation where Clark yells in a voice cracking like a teenage choir boy,
The dog, loser! You took the dog!
That's right, Eve. Get all of this.
Look, I love emotional storytelling, I love pain, I love when my heroes cry, but marketing? You gave us only the tears and skipped the triumph. You want my hot take? All these emotional moments would probably slap in context. If we saw Superman saving people first, smiling at kids, pulling survivors out of rubble, giving that signature Clark side smirk to Lois in the rain, then the scream would hit differently. People aren't mad because he's emotional. They're mad because they haven't been shown why.
You know, it was the one with the interview started out, you know, and how it started out emotionally. And I can't remember word for what you said, Ryan, but you're basically like how they would have presented if he would have been saving people, if he would have been doing things heroic. And then it shifts into this where he's frustrated with the situation because he is the hero and he's doing the good, but no one really understands that. So it shows the reason why he might be frustrated, but that's not how it was presented.
Right now, it just looks like this Superman is one bad Tuesday away from writing poetry in the Phantom Zone. And yes, I know context matters, but the internet doesn't wait for context. It reacts to what you feed it.
This is obviously the most scrutinized movie in a long time.
If the trailer showed more hope, heroism, and less high-pitched breakdowns, this whole vibe shift might have landed smoother. And let's talk about that snow scene. Dude is wrecked. He's wheezing. Probably hit by a train or, plot twist, Ultraman. Yes, that Ultraman. Is he Supergirl in disguise? Is he Henry Cavill with a fake nose? I'm not saying it's true, but if it is, the fandom will implode.
The rumor is that it really is Henry Cavill. They haven't said what actor is playing him, unless, of course, he's playing himself. Why would they have to?
Anyway, that scene proves something huge. Superman can bleed. His bones are literally snapping back into place under a sunbeam focused through a magnifying glass the size of a satellite. You think that doesn't hurt? Bro's being slow roasted like a Kryptonian rotisserie chicken and people are mad he yelled once? And then we've got the Lois Lane mock interview moment. Clark's clearly frustrated, trying to be honest, to be good, but getting backlash for every word he says. It's like, imagine pulling someone out of a burning building and they're like, "Why did you break my window?" Anyone would be confused. What we're seeing isn't Clark Kent. It's not Superman. It's Kal-El, a being torn between galaxies and governments, still new to Earth, still trying to figure out why humans make it so hard to help them. He's only been Superman for what, 3 years in this timeline? He's just now understanding what it means to be Earth's protector. He's not just facing villains, he's facing doubt, cynicism, internet think pieces like this one, and then Lex goes and steals his dog. Y'all, if I were Superman, I'd walk into Luthor's lair and start cracking knuckles like pistachios. Snap, snap. Where is Ozu? Let the man scream. He's not whiny, he's wounded, and that makes him more Superman than ever.
I just said, like, I just want a good Superman. Like this, with every piece of marketing, it makes me less and less interested in the movie.
More Lex than Clark. The real villainy of that office scene.
Your obsession with me is getting a little creepy.
Don't worry. Tall, dark, and Martian isn't my type.
Let's shift gears, because for all the yelling, angst, and crypto chaos, let's not forget who's actually winning in that clip. Lex, Luthor, and baby, let me say it, Nicholas Hoult is about to cook.
Hopefully there's something on here we can use to convince the General Superman requires immediate action. I can't stand the metahumans, but he's so much worse. Superman. He's not a man, he's an it. A thing with a cocky grin and a stupid outfit that's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. Nothing's felt right since he showed up.
Gunn didn't just cast a pretty face, he cast someone who can be charming, condescending, and cold-blooded in the same damn breath.
Yeah, I'm just letting all my evil shine through.
So what do we see? Lex, sitting calmly in his beautifully sinister office, probably chatting it up with the mayor of Metropolis, sipping his villain latte like it's just another Tuesday. And then Superman crashes through the wall like a heat-seeking missile. Let's admit it, the entry was kind of hot. The cape, the eyes, the rage, it's a moment. But here's the twist. This scene isn't about Superman losing it. It's about Lex orchestrating it. Because the moment Clark walks in, guess who's already rolling?
That's right, you get all of this.
Lex's assistant, girlfriend, chaotic media queen is literally filming the whole thing. She's ready. Like this is reality TV for evil billionaires. And Lex? He doesn't flinch, he doesn't blink, he just raises his mug, timed perfectly, right before Clark smashes the desk and mutters,
Ugly dog, okay?
Chills. This is how you write a supervillain. No screaming, no lasers, just ice-cold mind games. And this is where Gunn's Lex starts to feel dangerous. Because this isn't just a man with ego. This is a man who understands narrative. He's not trying to kill Superman. He's trying to destroy him in the eyes of the world. Lex Luthor has always hated Superman, not because of what he does, but because of what he is. A god, a symbol, a man who didn't earn it. Lex had to claw his way to the top. Power, money, influence, all earned through strategy and fear. And now everyone worships this alien golden boy who just dropped from the sky? Nah, not on Lex's watch, and that's why he'd rather die than bow. That's why he'll steal his dog. That's why he'll poke the bear, get Superman to scream and break furniture on camera, just to expose the cracks in the myth. Let's be real, this Lex isn't afraid of Superman. He's daring him to slip. And that's what makes a villain truly scary. Not the ones who fight the hero, the ones who can corrupt the hero. Think Heath Ledger's Joker. We all said, what is this weird casting choice? Then we saw The Dark Knight. And suddenly, no one else could ever be Joker again. I'm not saying Nicholas Hoult is Ledger tier yet, but the quiet, calculated menace in that one scene, it's giving chess master, not chess piece. So yeah, you thought this was a Superman tantrum scene? Nope. It's Lex's audition tape for Villain of the Decade. So yeah, I think I've laid out my take the best way I could. I know I'm still new to this whole video essay, spicy opinion, internet think piece scene. I'm still finding my voice, just like Superman's finding his place in Metropolis. And just like him, I might stumble, I might scream a little too loud, I might miss the mark here and there, but what matters is trying, choosing to get back up, choosing to see the good, even when things look messy, choosing to keep flying, even if the wind knocks you off course. That's kind of the point of this Superman, right? Not that he's perfect, not that he has to be the golden boy in every frame, but that he's learning.
Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
James Gunn isn't just giving us a Superman with a new face. He's giving us one with a soul. A man who cries, who rages, who grieves, who doubts, but still chooses kindness. And in a world that often feels dark, cynical, and full of Lexes who sip coffee while the world burns, maybe that's the Superman we actually need. Someone who doesn't just lift buildings, but lifts hearts. Someone who doesn't just inspire awe, but reminds us it's okay to feel. Maybe the real power of Superman isn't that he's a god among men, it's that he's a man who happens to be super.
I'm as human as anyone. And that's my greatest strength.
So now it's your turn. What do you think? Should Warner Brothers have held back on the screen clips? Is Gunn making Superman too emotional? Or is this the bold reset the character has needed for years? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is our fortress of dialogue. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more chaotic cinematic deep dives right here on Holly Molly. Until next time, stay heroic, stay hopeful, and don't let Lex steal your dog.